What up, everybody? Welcome to Woptown, a beautiful community in San Diego, home of Mr. Night the rapper, rest in peace. Also home to Mr. Shadow, who put it down for a long time. Much love and respect. I'm a huge fan. Woptown used to be a barrio, but it went through gentrification. Let me take you to the past and take you to the future of what it is now and shoot a little history of this amazing community. Let's take a trip into Woptown. Let's roll. Alright, let's get into the history of Woptown, also known as Little Italy, slang nickname for the Little Italy neighborhood in San Diego, California. Prior to the 1990s, the neighborhood was closely associated with the tuna industry and blue-collar families. But redevelopment and gentrification has now priced out most of the working-class residents. The nickname was coined by Woptown Street Gang, which was originally composed of Italian Americans, Portuguese Americans, and Mexican Americans. The Woptown gang is now predominantly Mexican American. Barrio Woptown is an old barrio that goes back a long ways. That area was not as clean looking as it is today. The old neighborhood used to stretch all the way down from the hillside overlooking the airport in downtown, all the way down to where the 5 freeway is nowadays. Before the 5 freeway was built, the barrio stretched down all the way to the trolley line now runs through around the old Union Station, which nowadays is known as American Plaza. In the old days, downtown San Diego was not as clean looking as it is today. San Diego used to be real nitty gritty, looking with all them United States Marines and Navy boys partying all the time in that area that today is known as the Gaslamp. But back in the day, all the area was filled with bars, X-rated theaters, prostitutes. That's right, I said prostitutes. And to this day, they still exist. If you look under my other video, the National City one, it shows a little glimpse of it. In the next video that's coming out, it's going to show Christina, a next prostitute that used to whore around in National City. So look out for that. So let's get back to the video and the history. Woptowners, Shermans, and Logans were the barrios that bordered downtown until the 5 freeway that was built and cut off all these barrios. Woptown in the 60s and 70s to have plenty of raza and veteranos representing. But in most recent times, their neighborhood has gone through gentrification and a lot of the homes have been either demolished or converted into new apartment complexes or some other commercial businesses like restaurants or hotels, motels. Even so, you still have Woptowners fully representing. And when I mean about people representing, I'm talking about the rapper Mr. Shadow, still putting it down to this day. Much props, love, and respect. I had love for his music and grew up to it. Also, can't forget about Mr. Night Owl. Come back to the history of the rappers. For now, let's reminisce on these homes. Look at these homes, old school, Italiano, Mexicano type of style right there. And the colors, as you can see, beautiful homes here. Old, and in the back you can see the more gentrificationized homes, large complexes, and look at that. This is the more modern, futuristic Little Italy, which is known or is still known as Woptown. All right, let's jump into the history of Mr. Night Owl, the rapper from San Diego, putting it down and representing Woptown. Pretty much Nada originally signed with Columbia Records, but quickly decided to start his own record label, calling it Sawed Off Records. His own label gave him the artistic freedom to do what he wanted. His first artist he brought on board was Mr. Shadow. In 1994, Eazy-E, founder of Ruthless Records and member of NWA, was going to sign Mr. Nada, DJ Mike Iski, and Mr. Little One from South San Diego as a weapon against Death Row Records, Suge Knight, and Dr. Dre. Due to the sudden death of Eazy-E, this did not happen. Nada, one of the biggest names in Chicano rap, worked with predominantly artists known throughout his career, known as Big Psych, That's Dillinger, Kid Frost, Eazy-E, Little Rock, Mr. Criminal, and David Salas. And here comes the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock traffic in San Diego off the 5 going into downtown. Alrighty, now that you got a little glimpse of that traffic in San Diego, let's get back to the history. Mr. Nada raps in Calo, Chicano, and Spanglish. Although English is the most prominent language in his raps, in 2000, Mr. Nada formed into a duo with Mr. Little One for the Hollow Point collaborative venture, which released the Little and the Owl album. He was considered one of the West Coast top gangster rappers. He's changed his name to Mr. Nada in 2004. And there you got downtown San Diego right there and into the neighborhood of Woptown. Beautiful homes right here, as you can see. So we'll go ahead and go with the history of Mr. Shadow, also known as Jose Angañano. He's a Chicano rap artist from San Diego as well, of California. He started writing music at the age of 12. Mr. Shadow's musical content generally never strays from gangbanging, sex, and drugs. Shadow is a member of a local San Diego gang known as Woptown Crazies and claims Amici Park, located in Little Italy. Mr. Shadow collaborated with some heavyweights in the business, which include That's Dillinger, Corrupt, Cocaine, Baby Bash, 40 Glock, Sugar Free, Roscoe, Don Cisco, and Sibo. Mr. Shadow has released albums in Spanish and in English, making him the most influential Mexican rappers out there, producing over 100 albums. So for those of you who don't know, now you know, this is the hood they be talking about in the raps. And there's downtown right there, bam, right in the back.
Thanks for watching.